Steppenwolf surviving a fight with Doomsday gives context to Steppenwolf as to why he would be strong because he survived a fight with Doomsday, sure. That does not give context to Darkseid.
If it doesn't give context to Darkseid, why is it stated right before the battle with Doomsday that he's the universe's greatest villain? Why? It's because greatest, they're trying to imply that greatest means power. Because they're also comparing him to Steppenwolf. Not only that, but he also fear hacks his Steppenwolf in the process. So it is in context for power, thus making it consistent.
I'm absolutely disregarding the stinky booty-ass calc because it's predicated on nothing but assumptions. It's an off-screen feat, not an on-screen feat. How did they break the moon? How long were they fighting? You don't have any data. All you're doing is taking keywords and inferring the highest possible interpretation. Well, you don't have any fucking data. You can't calculate.
I don't really think it matters how long it took them to destroy the moon. And it wasn't both of them, it was just Doomsday once again. By the way, you don't always have to have an on-screen feed for something. There could be direct implications and showings as to what would have happened that we can abductively conclude to.
I'm obviously going to accept the calculations that get scrutinized and debated on before they're ever fucking accepted by hundreds of thousands of people. Why the fuck would I appeal to your fucking star calc when it's just vastly out of range from any other calculation I've ever fucking seen? Like, no. I'd love to see you submit this calculation of VSBW and just see how fast you just get shit on, though. I'd love to see a video on that.
Versus Battle's Wiki doesn't even apply to their own rules and is widely inconsistent.
Not only that, but they also make mistakes in their calculations whenever they, scale a character's feats. Also, they fail to debunk other people. And I even made a whole fucking paragraph debunking a DCU debunk they made, and they have yet to respond.
So I don't need to fucking submit this to Versus Battle's Wiki, who is literally not even reliable at all.
What in the actual fuck am I supposed to be looking at in this scan? Am I supposed to be looking at the statement? This blurry-ass statement that nobody can fucking read?
He split the moon. He split the moon. He split the moon.
What proves he fucking broke it?
Because he's literally the only person there that is alive. Everyone else in the picture is just dead by his hands.
You didn't even show anything. You show him sitting in a fucking chair, bro. You never fucking showed him breaking this moon. I didn't give you the definition of power. I gave you the definition of world, and you literally show this in your video. Like, if reading comprehension, man, is just so important for the human mind, bro. Like, it's so important, man. But yeah, world linguistically does not have to absolutely necessarily mean the whole celestial body. It could just be in reference to all the people on the earth.
But why would it be society? Rather than just the entire world. There's direct implications in the movie that he wants to destroy the world in context for the whole celestial body.
Well, gee, I don't know, Mr. Reading Comprehension, but if you read your own scan, it says controlling all life throughout the multiverse. Control denotatively just means to have influence over people's behaviors.
It also is a noun for power, authority, command, dominance, key characteristics that play a part of, manipulating the multiverse and, having power over others.
This should be common sense because in the scan that you provided states that the anti-life equation is a 1-to-1 correlation with the comics because
I already addressed that the person that wrote DCEU is part of the DC Comics cosmology is not me, but you literally just fucking disregarded that by making fun of me. Nerd.
Well, if they're equal in power, then what happens if two Darkseids wielding the anti-life fought each other?
Congratulations, you committed a slippery slope fallacy because you're just presupposing that another Darkseid would go fight with the DCU Darkseid in the comics.
Who's gonna out-mind hacks who in this situation?
You understand that the hacks for comic Darkseid, the anti-life equation, can just be more potent than the DCU Darkseids, right? Like in the DCEU, it can just have multiversal AP of hacks for the anti-life equation. But in the comics, it could have much higher amounts of, hacks, potency.
efficiency in it. Not only that, but it widely depends on how both of them use it, which one uses it better. Like, for example, I don't know if you watch Hazbin Hotel, but Adam versus Alistair. Adam during that time was more powerful than Alistair, but the reason he didn't, one-shot him until Alistair was off-guarded was because Alistair was more skilled than Adam in that fight, and he knew how to use his abilities to his advantage more, since he has the better mastery over it. Unlike Adam, who is a complete dipshit and doesn't even know what the hell he does, he just goes and shoots things for no reason. He doesn't have a mindset, unlike Alistair.
What the fuck is Occam's razor?
Occam's razor is just having two possible explanations and just choosing the more simpler one over the more complicated one.
And no, I disagree. I think him going one by one throughout the multiverse is more simpler.
I like how you just fucking strawman the fucking definition of it, because you just literally said, I think it's more simpler. But if you think it's more simpler, but it isn't simpler in general, then you need to prove it.
I love how you say I contradicted myself, but you don't even explain why.
Because you brought up that the world engine has the calculation to be incontinental, which is why I think you're contradicting yourself, because if you actually think it's island level, then why the fuck would you say that the world engine is also continental ranges of power? What?
Point and laugh, chat. Get this fucking dunderhead out of here.